What's up, Patriots? It is, oh my goodness, March 18th, 2025. Lots of stuff happens all the time. Let's try to just keep up with it here. Got a beautiful spot. Nice weather today, finally. It's great to have that. And I don't know if you can hear, but there's birds just chirping. Here, I'm gonna just throw that up there while I work on something here. Stand by, Patriots. Hey, Mike Dolan. Good to see you, man. So a lot's happened that I haven't even gotten a chance to catch up on, such as the space rescue landing. So we'll talk about that. I'm loading up a couple of memes here and a couple of pertinent photographs. There we go. I think we got it. All right, we're back. We're back. Sometimes you just got to go with it, man. It's not all produced here, man. Hi, Metal is Joy. Good to see you, and Hilda. Sean, what's up, bud? Weather's getting a little better. Lee Bart and Annette Park. Way to be here, Patriots. I want to put out a call to action about this Judge James BOASBERG. Enough's enough with this DC judge stuff, man. This BOASBERG guy has just, in the middle of Trump's order to ship dangerous illegals out of this country, BOASBERG thinks he could literally turn around a flight in midair and have it return at the stroke of his pen. So the nonsense with Judge BOASBERG has ended. And not only did he decree that, but he is revealing like national information about how we operate as a country. And I don't know that he understands how dangerous that is, because I didn't know these that the United States government was using the CECOT facility in El Salvador. I did not know that. But through this judge's missteps, overreach, what else can you call it? He has made our country just that much less secure. And all he is a federal judge. Might I remind you, Judge BOASBERG, James BOASBERG, was involved with the Klein-Smith parole instead of a sentence. We had this guy, Klein-Smith, nailed to the wall, guilty as charged. They were sentencing him, and he gave him parole. These people don't learn unless they get some prison time, man. That's why it just keeps happening. Judge James BOASBERG was also involved with the FISA court fiascos. Should we replay that? How many dozens and dozens of times did representatives come in and blatantly lie to a judge in a FISA court in order to be able to spy on U.S. citizens, the sitting president of the United States, the lead candidate for the presidential election? These judges allowed that corruption into the whole system, made our country that less secure. James BOASBERG, we stood outside there at Freedom Corner for 903 days and watched Judge BOASBERG sentence one after another of our patriot brothers and sisters for just ridiculous decisions and ridiculous requirements and rules with the court. They weren't allowed to present their own defense, in addition to being thwarted to access or organize their defense while they were in the prison. They denied them all access to all that stuff, James BOASBERG was involved with all of that. James BOASBERG is also involved with all the corruption that was around the Hillary Clinton email scandal when she smashed her phones and the server at her closet in New England somewhere. No, I'm not watching that LA Forgiven, not right now. I'll catch the replays on that, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But anyways, Judge James BOASBERG, call. And then Trump put out a tweet about it this morning. Impeach Judge BOASBERG. Or not a tweet, but a True Social post. Impeach James BOASBERG. Congress has the strings, will be able to do this with a stroke of the pen. Call your representatives. Call. Everyone has 2 senators and 1 House of Representatives to call. So that's 3 phone calls that you can make, and just simple message: impeach Judge James BOASBERG. Get him out of office. Got that? Okay, goodbye. These Congress people don't listen, man. They just don't listen anymore. All right, and then let's ponder this question: how did Judge BOASBERG know we had people, illegal immigrants that are really dangerous, loaded up in a plane going to El Salvador? How did he know that? Is Judge BOASBERG somehow on a security clearance where he's getting like security information about what our country's doing? At the least, this guy should have any type of security clearances that are associated with his position removed immediately. So when you're calling your 2 senators and your House of Representatives, remove James BOASBERG. At least remove his security clearances, because this is just absurd, man. Just absurd. That's my BOASBERG rant, man. How many times did we watch him make horrible decisions that had huge consequences against the J6ers while we were standing at that freedom corner, you know? Unbelievable. I don't know what's going on there, Ronald McDonald. Whatever you're talking about. We're talking about one thing, and I don't know what you're talking about over there. So the splashdown's happening. FJB wouldn't allow anybody to go rescue the astronauts for the months into the election because they didn't want to have a positive President Trump story. I don't know how it works, man. Did FJB even know what he was doing? We got this whole the auto pen debacle. Trump put out a True Social post about that, man. Did Biden even know people were using his signature to sign those things? And the answer is no. He's been caught in one where he didn't know he signed. They told him he signed it. He immediately rescinded it. I don't know what exactly the thing was, but that auto pen debacle makes all of the pardons potentially signed by Joe Biden after the Hur report, where he was deemed unfit to stand trial. Why was this man given any power to sign any type of legitimate documents? Were we on some type of the protocol when this happened? You know, the president dies, this guy steps in, this guy takes the nuclear football. You know, all this stuff happens. Were we at an operation like that? Like, we got to know this stuff, America. They are hiding everything from us. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. The president of the United States, not only was he an imposter, not only was the election rigged in 2020, not only did 1 million people stand up and say, hey, that election was rigged, and then get thrown in prison. How long does this have to happen? This is getting crazy. Congress does nothing. So anyways, if you want to see about this CECOT facility in El Salvador, this is a massive prison system that guy, Naib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, has had built down there. And there's some amazing video footage of this place. If you care to want to go to Nick Shirley went there and toured the prison. And it's really actually a very cool prison. They got high security stuff. Then they got stuff where the inmates can work. They grow their own food. It's an amazing concept about how to run civil punishment in a city, in a country. So that's an interesting watch, man. I was fascinated by how this CECOT facility in El Salvador operates. How's the transmission coming through? All right, everybody, sound is good and all that. So, all right, the Astronut rescue. I know everybody's enjoying it, and I just don't want to rain on everyone's parade. So maybe I won't even talk about it. But man, that stuff looks fake as ever to me. I don't know. Unless I sit in the cockpit with those people and fly out of the atmosphere of the earth, I'm not going to believe it, man. It looks so fake. It must be real. I mean, where's our discernment, you know? And all my discernment alarms are going off when I'm watching it. So I don't know. You guys watch it and enjoy it. I'm not. I'm not going to participate in that one, you know. I got bigger fish to fry, I do believe. There was a Pentagon press conference over the weekend also, and one information that came out of that was the guy who answers the questions for the Pentagon made the statement that we now have 10,000 military at our southern border, and this is exactly where the military needs to be right now. That is where the invasion came. That is where the fentanyl's getting across. That's killing tens of thousands of us. This has got to end. Everybody knows somebody that's been damaged by the fact that that border's been open, and it's an atrocity. It's a treasonous atrocity that it's been allowed to occur for 4 years. And that's where Congress does nothing. They had seats, they had power. They did nothing. Joe Biden did it. Congress didn't stop them. So, I'm glad we got 10,000 military. I guess at least they're on our side at this point. So it makes me feel better. We got 10,000 troops at the border. We're flying out. We're paying Bukele at the CECOT Center as a subcontractor to handle all these people. In the meantime, that'll make lots of room at Guantanamo Bay for the trials that are hopefully coming up. I mean, obviously there are some big trials that are going to be coming up out of this. So James Boasberg, just remind you, impeach James Boasberg. And if you get a chatty person on the phone, impeach Judge Chutkin also. She's just as bad, man. Just as bad. What else is coming up, man? Odd, crazy things everywhere. Podcasts. All of a sudden, like, they're trying to push, Gavin Newsom has a podcast. Now, all of a sudden, Ted Cruz, I guess, had a podcast. Never came up in my feed until, like, this week, Never knew it. I clicked on it because it was an interview with Elon. And Elon was really fascinating. But Cruz just devolved the whole thing to the point where they were talking about Star Wars episodes. And I just got, the longer Ted Cruz talked in that interview, the dumber he started sounding. And the most clueless. He cut off Elon a bunch of times. He cut off the other guy that was sitting there a bunch of times. And it just didn't help my image of Ted Cruz watching that. So these boneheads going out there and trying to do a podcast, I don't know if it's such a good idea. And do you got time to do that if you're a senator? What's up with that, I know a lot of them have been doing it. They got a little studio in their office, and they'll put out real brief announcements about bills that they're up and coming. But this, like, sit down and chat with a guest, thing, leave that up to the podcasters. I don't want my representatives doing that. It's just silly to think that they would think we would want that. I don't know how you guys feel about that. It's crazy. It's crazy. So Cruz did an Elon Musk interview. It's interesting to hear Elon's answers. Take a look at it. It's valid information right now. But it did make me think, like, you know, hey, maybe Ted Cruz could be the next Supreme Court justice. I don't think that's happening at this point. I saw another great interview on CanCon on Rumble. He had an interview with J6er Joshua Pruitt. I haven't watched the whole thing, but it was good. Pruitt's interviews well, and Joshua Pruitt also is releasing a new book, and that's called Trumped Up for the J6 authors collection. I want to get me a copy of Joshua Pruitt's book, Trumped Up. What other crazy thing happened? President Trump got hit in the face with a microphone while they was loading the plane, right? And this is just the stupidest thing ever. Dumbest thing ever. Oh, in case I didn't tell you, impeach James BOASBERG. Get this clown off the bench. This man is destroying America. This man is a national security threat. Get Judge BOASBERG off the bench. Here, I got a picture of the gal who hit Trump in the face with a boom mic. This gal's name is Danielle Kurtzleben. She's a rookie NP, National Public Radio, boom mic operator who actually had a collision with her piece of equipment with Trump's face. And I would like to know, I didn't see like Secret Service come in and tackle this person. I would hope to imagine that our latestly sworn in Secret Service agent DJ Daniel, no doubt about it, would have tackled Danielle. No doubt about it. So once again, a close incident, very close incident with President Trump happening, and where is security? Where is Trump's security? Were we meant to see that for some reason? That's just crazy. Danielle Kurtzleben. Gotta wonder if she did that on purpose, you know? Just gotta wonder about it. And here we go. This is a post that President Trump put out yesterday. Thought it was pretty hilarious. So the auto pen pardons, Trump is declaring that they are null and void. You cannot sign a pardon with an auto pen. And furthermore, I think when they come down to arguing about it, you cannot sign a pardon if you've been deemed unfit to stand trial in the United States of America. It just makes total sense. Total sense. Hello, silly for him, and LA Forgiven, two of my favorite patriots, and Belinda Eckhart. Yeah, the Pentagon. And Ned, I don't know what prison documentary. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. We could find out about that and post it. Let us know what it's called if you find it. Okay, and then I just watched an episode of Joe Rogan that just blew my conspiracy mind to smithereens. Joe Rogan interviewed a dude named Ian Carroll. And man, was it good. These guys were so on fire, man. Yeah, did I say impeach Judge BOASBERG yet this broadcast? Impeach James BOASBERG there, silly for him. In case you missed it. Carol Burton, anyone's coming in late. This is James BOASBERG. He needs to be impeached for putting the country at risk, basically, among another bunch of other things. The Dems announced auto pen for the next presidential election. Good one. Oh, that's a good one, silly. So yeah, man, this Rogan, Ian Carroll does the TikTok videos where he goes through a whole bunch of documents. He's got it on behind his head and he's pointing to the words while he's talking. He's like a white dude with a mustache, and he does really good videos, man, with a lot of information in there. It really gets you looking and start, directing what you can start looking up and stuff to find out things, man. So Joe Rogan interviewed him for 2.5 hours, and they just went from one theory to the other. I was exhausted by the end of the thing, but there was all kinds of stuff that I didn't hear about before in there. They talked about UAPs, which is now the name for UFOs. They got all heavy with that. Every 9/11, Oklahoma City, all of them, they hit them all, and it was just, I loved it. That's the kind of YouTube I like, man. Right on. Deb for Freedom. Thanks, Deb for Freedom. Yeah, we were talking about that CECOT center. It is amazing. It's actually a really cool idea. So the more you learn about it, the more you're going to be flipped out. But man, when you're new in there, that's when they shave your head. You can't even walk with them standing up. You got to duck over. It's brutal when you're in that part of the prison. But then you earn your way out of that part of the prison into other areas of the prison to the point where you can get a job, and they make uniforms and stuff, and they got a farm there. It's pretty cool as far as prisons go. And what better thing to put our money into? The system we got now is horrible. We just proved that to ourselves over 4 years of looking at it. So yeah, this prison system they got down there is really interesting. And Joe Rogan and Ian Carroll, it was awesome. It was awesome. There's a couple more memes before we get going here. Here's the shrieking liberal. If you homeschool your kids, they won't fit in with society. That would be correct. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are resting up. Let's get back into action. We used to know how to do this stuff, We needed a break, that's for sure. Whoa. The massacre at Dodge City. It's true. There was an insane slaughter of 150 million egg-laying chickens ordered by the Biden administration. And the more you know about that, the more you know about just pure, plain evil. And using the system that's supposed to keep us safe and protected against us. in order to decimate a portion of our food industry. Okay, is that the, the Nick Shirley video? Thanks, Deb, for freedom. So I wish we could all just sit down and have a chat. What's everybody up to? Astronauts landed safely. All right, Carol. I saw when like the boats were coming up towards it, it looked like it was sinking. And it just made me think, you know how dirty it looked? All kind of burnt up. Like, did it look all burnt up when in the 60s, in the 70s, when those landings, splash landings were occurring? I don't remember the things looking all burned up like that. And I found that odd. All right, and if you still got time, if you still want to stay in the action, call your 2 senators, your House Representative guy, say impeach James BOASBERG, or at least take away his security clearance, and then get on the line to the Attorney General of Colorado and say, get this fine woman out of prison. That is a good one, Sylvia. Yeah, it is tight in there, isn't it, Sylvia? Very cramped in there. The nose hairs, I checked them before I got on here, small. Then I don't got to worry about it while I'm zooming in on my face here. Whoa. All right, there we go. So that's about it. There's other things that I didn't write down. President Trump went to the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C., and he didn't like what he saw. He says the building's a dump. They've been giving them millions of dollars to work on that building, and it hasn't even begun to look good yet. And he also said a cryptic statement about they built rooms under the Kennedy Center with no windows. So, what's been going on at the Kennedy Center for the last 30 years? It'd be nice to doge the Kennedy Center, because they have totally kept it under control of people that are just totally corrupt, man. Hey, Party Bonza. Thanks, Deb, for freedom. Feeling good today. It's a beautiful day out. So that's the problems of the day. I just thought it was really odd that Trump mentioned those rooms under the Kennedy Center. Well, we all know about this whole Pizzagate thing. This is where it gets really grim, you know, for the part that we always felt like, well, your average American isn't ready for that information yet, but it's like a Band-Aid. You got to just rip it off, expose it. If it's been going on, it's evil, and it deserves to be destroyed. So let's look into that. That's about it, Patriots. I hope you guys are all doing fine. I'm praying for you all. You guys pray for each other for strength. What's going on with our crew? We got English Rose is in town, down with Charlene and Slim. That's cool to see that going on. Oh, what else is going on? A lot going on. There's a lot going on. So, Patriots, that's it. We're going to head on out of here, get some food in our belly. God bless you all. This is Jericho. Over and out.